We got to see last night a screening of a really, really good movie directed by one of those all-time glasses-wearing super genius savant, although that implies some kind of autism, which I don't think is the case, egghead film genius types, who thankfully is not one of those super genius egghead glasses-wearing film master, creative person genius types who waits 6 or 7 years between movies. And I'm talking about Steven Soderbergh. He's a guy that works a lot. He directs a lot of films, which is a great thing because it means he gets to be kind of experimental. He makes weird small movies occasionally starring people like Sasha Grey, who's better known for her work in the porn industry. And because he works a lot and because he's so smart, when he chooses to work in the mainstream Hollywood mode, as he is with the film that we saw last night, Contagion, or in past films like Ocean's 11, he just kicks the shit out of everybody. He's just a director who knows what he's doing, and it's a pleasure to watch his films, the small ones and the big ones, and Contagion is no exception. It's a movie about a virus that devastates humanity. It's the movie Outbreak with Dustin Hoffman and the monkey, except it keys on realism and tension and the construction of visual images rather than car chases or wacky monkey escapes. It's a horror movie at its heart, and it's legitimately kind of astoundingly well crafted. There's a chunk in the middle where it kind of slows down as they're dealing with the more mundane details of these people trying to solve this outbreak. But wrapped around that are, 9/10 of a really, really spectacularly good movie. It's absolutely beautiful to look at, and it's going to be a piece of history because it's the first major release film that was shot with a camera called the Red Epic. As if the Red camera company hasn't already completely revolutionized the art of cinema, this is the camera that's going to change everything because this film looks like nothing else. The images in it are, breathtaking is too cliche to say, but I'm going to say it anyways. It's beautiful. It is absolutely the perfect match of aesthetic to tone, to the content, to the performance. The whole thing works start to finish. It's got an amazing cast, created by incredibly talented people. What makes it work ultimately, beside the great script, the talented direction, the images, and the really good score by Cliff Martinez, is first and foremost the editing. It's the way that Soderbergh and editor Stephen Mirion stick jarring images next to each other to create these mini jolts of dread and doom as we begin to understand how severe this virus thing is. And it's the layering of familiar images with shocking images that make it seem like it could really happen, which is what makes the film work at its heart, is that it seems kind of legitimate and legitimately terrifying. Soderbergh is a guy that's known for working with really good, talented editors and letting them do their thing. None more so than a movie that he directed in the 90s that starred Terrence Stamp, that was edited by a woman named Sarah Flack, that was called The Limey, which you should see instead of Contagion if you have the flu and you need to stay home and you can't go see Contagion. So go see Limey instead. It's an example of Soderbergh at his creative best. He's a guy that works enough that he gets to experiment with these techniques and technologies and work with really interesting people. The Limey is an example of some of the most creative film editing from the past kind of 15 years. And it's proof that there are still smart, talented people out there that are making kind of smart, intelligent, but also entertaining and kind of scary movies, the same way Contagion is. Thanks very much. And if you're in Toronto, enjoy the film festival. If you're not, check back on our site because we're going to be talking about like 70 movies that we're going to see this week. And like us on Facebook /The Substream, and follow us on Twitter, twitter.thesubstream.